On to segment 2. We have a very special segment. This is going to be our first annual Coasties. And that just means this is our own little Oscars. Our Coast2Coast film review Oscars. Because the Oscars are coming up Sunday. This is not a promo for the Oscars. I really don't give a crap about these award shows. But this is a film review show, so I thought maybe we should give a little bit of a damn about these awards, just for the sake of talking about them.
Well, what I told my wife, it's one of those things that I usually hate most of the time, but I do pay attention.
Yeah, exactly. Like, if the aftermath, like, I don't like giving them the ratings, watching the shows, but afterwards, like, what happened? Oh, okay, that happened. Cool. That's it.
It's like if you're an NFL fan and none of your teams are in the playoffs, but you still watch them anyway.
Yeah, no, that's true. That's what I did during the Super Bowl. Like, I didn't really, Green Bay was out. They were my boys, and they were out. So I was just like, oh, whatever. I guess KC won. Yeah. Oh, sorry, spoil that if anybody didn't.
Oh no, DVR. I didn't even watch it. I'm one of those people that's too cool for American football.
Whoa.
I know people were pissed off at the halftime show, but other than that.
What kind of Americano are you? You don't like American football?
No, should have been all mad that they're speaking all Mexican on the halftime show.
What the halftime?
The MAGA hat wearing people were mad that they were speaking all Mexican. They didn't speak American.
There was something like that, or you're joking?
No, people were pissed off.
Oh my gosh!
They felt that they were showing too much skin after watching, like the Dallas Cowboy cheerleaders for years. So I don't think.
Hey, those kind of people shouldn't be allowed to vote.
Yeah, let's not let them.
Let's not go there. Is that what you said?
Let's not let them vote.
Yeah, I'm all for it. No need to go the sterilization route or anything, but
no, I think we should have an IQ test at the polling booth.
I think that's genius. Someone said that before, but it's also messed up. You can't say that.
Wait, not let stupid people vote.
I mean, they have a voice. How can we silence their dumb voices? We can't. That's what's fair.
You would just see a Republican would never be elected again. You would just see it like almost like an overnight changing of the guard. They'd have to start a new political party.
They are so. I can't believe some of it was on the Daily Show the other day. The Klepper was asking people like, "Oh, so what do you know about what's going on and stuff?" And they're just like repeating just the dumbest shit that they heard on Fox or they heard from the president. Like, why are you out here? You're out here protesting or some shit, holding a sign. You don't even know what the fuck you're here for. Just
they're like,
go home.
It is funny because they're all now about how you should always honor the president, which they were burning.
Yeah,
Obama in effigy, like when with the Tea Party.
Well, at that time they were saying "not my president."
Yeah, but why should we honor anybody who's just won? It's all popularity, and they work for us. My boss shouldn't honor me because I work there.
No, you should honor your boss.
Me. Yeah,
he hired you to honor him.
Yeah, you got to, you should have respect for your boss. Not, he shouldn't kiss your ass because he hired you.
Yeah, and if he cuts funding to like a bunch of children in schools and stuff, you should still honor him.
Yes,
you should still love him.
You should always honor somebody who got voted to be honored.
That's what a king is, right?
Yeah.
Like, the way they talk about him, like a god.
Not just throw Hitler out there, but Hitler did take over in an election. It wasn't a military coup.
Yeah, he became chancellor.
Yeah. So that whole argument doesn't really work.
But we digress.
Yes.
So, David, let's hear the first category. The official Oscar shortlist. Oh, I was gonna
drum
say
roll,
maybe I'll put in a sound effect for a drum roll. Go ahead.
So we're not going to do every single category because, tell you the truth, I have not seen an animated short this year. It's just not something
Yeah,
I
me
watch.
neither.
So we're going to go. We're going to start off with best cinematography. So we have Rodrigo Perito. I hope I'm pronouncing that right.
This is off to a great start. Go ahead.
For The Irishman. Lawrence
Oh, okay.
Shear for Joker.
Mm.
Jaron Blasky for The Lighthouse. Roger Deakins for 1917, and Robert Richardson for Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Mm.
Hmm.
I don't recall really loving the Once Upon a Time in Hollywood one. Like it was just about like all the nostalgic kind of music and stuff. I didn't really feel it for that. Um, I did, because I know the what I'm about to say, but um, I did like 1917. I
Yeah.
really liked the score on that one. Like it was very like
Well, we're
a,
doing cinematography.
hmm?
We're doing cinematography.
Oh, I thought you said original score before. Oh.
No.
Oh, well, let's pretend I didn't say that. I really like the cinematography of, of 1917. It was shot really well. Did you say you did get a chance to see it?
No, I have not seen that yet.
Oh no! Even after all that Sam Mendes talk between us and who was it, Tony, when Tony was on.
Yeah, I just
You're
I didn't have a chance to go see it in the theater. It had such a weird release too.
Oh yeah, it was like in December and then also in January. It was like the
Yeah, it
wide was
did.
in January.
Yeah, so they did it. I think on Christmas Day, so probably it can get into the Oscars for this year. And then they did a wide release. Um, but yeah, I definitely want to see it. It's on my list to see.
It's a war movie, so I feel like that if they didn't get it right in that, then it would have been pretty shitty. But I really liked it. Yeah, that was I think they deserve it. What were the other ones? Real quick, Joker you said,
Joker,
and mhm.
The Irishman, The
Irishman I
Lighthouse.
didn't see yet. Oh, Lighthouse. Lighthouse wasn't bad. What, you don't think Lighthouse is gonna give them a run for their money?
My prediction is 1917. Though I haven't seen it, I have seen a couple scenes there, and I know that the way that they shot it was very innovative. Um,
Hmm.
so I think just because of that fact, that would be my prediction. My what I would want to win is The Lighthouse because I think it's one of the most beautifully shot film in years, and just so much blood, sweat, and tears you can tell went into that. My favorite overall of the year is Gaspar Noé's Climax, though, which we know
Oh,
won't get into.
that's this year. I mean, that's a 2019 movie.
Yeah, no, 2019. Yeah, and it had a weird release, and it didn't get theatrical release in the United States, so that kind of bars it. But
Hmm.
yeah, I think 1917 is going to take it, but I would love to see The Lighthouse take it.
I would be interested to see Lighthouse take it. I think that's a deserved win for them. Uh, if 1917 doesn't get it, I would be surprised because, like I said, these war movies, like they do a lot of work in that area, and they really push to get these shots done right and the sets, and it was really good. Um, the other thing that I'm going to be adding in after each of these shortlist mentions is there was a release, a leak. Someone from the Academy, apparently, we posted this in the group, released an image which lists. It's titled "My Oscar Predictions," and I don't know who at the Academy is just announcing their predictions, but it was pulled, I think, like an hour or two after that. So there
Yeah,
was a lot of people who got little snapshots of it, and these look like really legit good picks for each of them. The cinematography pick is 1917, So if you want to see all these pics, they're up on the website, on the in the Facebook group, and you can check it out. And now I really want to watch the Oscars just to see if each of these hit. When this is like bingo.
Yeah, well, I think they're claiming that they shared just a screen from an app that they were trying to promote that you can do that, but we don't know if that's bullshit or not.
Why
Well, I
did they
guess we'll
pull it
see.
immediately? What was that
Yeah,
about?
yeah. Why
Oh,
would you pull it? Yeah. But
mm,
I'm gonna go. One I wanted to do that's a little further down the list, just because I think it's an interesting one, is best production design.
okay.
The nominees are 1917, The Irishman, Jojo Rabbit, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, and Parasite.
So is this about who put the most money in for production design?
It's
Who did it the best?
designs of the set. The design mainly of the set.
Because I heard that who was it? You that told me, or I read somewhere. Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, they actually did like a whole strip. And maybe it was
Yeah.
Tony. I think that they did like a whole strip, and they like redid it to the way it was in the 70s or was the 60s. I forget what.
I think
decade
Daniel
it
DeTito was talking about that in our Facebook group too.
Maybe, yeah.
Because his father is actually a production designer, and he's done some work as well. So I know they're really close. If you ask somebody's opinion on that, his opinion is pretty. It's a pretty good, valid opinion.
So you would say that he was talking about like really highly about what they did for Once Upon a Time in Hollywood? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, even though because I don't think he's a huge fan of the film, but this and The Irishman were just, since there are so many locations and so much to do.
Yeah.
Were both really good feats in production design. So I have my prediction is Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, and I probably predict that a few times on the list just because Hollywood is a huge masturbatory circle, and so the Oscars. If you make a film about Hollywood and about movies, the Oscars basically bend over for you. But also Parasite, that whole house that wasn't filmed in a real house. They built that house.
Yeah, you told me that.
Which is also an amazing feat. So out of those, Parasite is the one I would personally pick. One that I think is left off, and this one is I can't believe it was left off, is The Lighthouse.
Yeah, you said that one also fully built.
That was built. They found that rock in the ocean, that little island, and everything was built for that movie. And you can't tell that. If you watch that movie, you think they found an old lighthouse.
It did, yeah. I mean, it looked legit. Obviously, that's really good.
And you got to think they're in Nova Scotia, on the ocean in Canada, in that type of terrain, and build this set. I think that's probably the most impressive feat. Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, they'd have a much bigger set, more locations, yes. But they didn't have to go to some fucking rock in the Atlantic Ocean to build the set. They were in Hollywood. So that's why I think The Lighthouse, I think it was a big tragedy that it was left off.
And you're saying Pattinson and Defoe built that by themselves?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Blood, sweat, and tears, my friend.
And seagulls. Well, along with the seagulls help for this. Okay. So I would say, man, that's I don't know how much work, like, because I didn't look up how much work actually goes into like changing a whole strip of like street just to like retrofit it to make it look like that. But yeah,
well, one thing I keep in mind, Tarantino had 100 million. Eggers had 8. Something like that. 8 million?
800 million?
No, 8 million.
8. Oh.
Versus Quentin Tarantino's 100 million.
Wow. I mean, was all that framework and then it was shot inside of something else? Or was
it's all shot on location? The lighthouse was all shot on location.
They didn't have like a separate, like for the
No, there's
staircases, they didn't have a separate staircase studio and then a separate where it was just the framework of the lighthouse shots.
from what I've read and understand, everything was shot on location.
Wow. That's crazy. I mean, I want to say Lighthouse again.
Well, it's not
Uh,
nominated,
yeah, no,
unfortunately.
it's not. Yeah. No, I would say I'd like Lighthouse to be on the list. Um, Parasite. So the leak says that Parasite is the winner. We'll see what that's about. But I think Once Upon a Time in Hollywood's gonna win because for the reasons that you said, that just it makes sense. Like it's a lot of circle jerking.
And I think The Irishman has a good chance too, just because of how epic it was and how much work they had to put into it as well.
Nobody can, everyone just wants to jerk off Scorsese, so they're just constantly talking Scorsese shit up too. But I didn't see the
Yep.
movie, so I
Yeah.
don't think I'll ever be able to say that once in this.
Well, let's go to our next one, which
Hmm.
would be Best Original Screenplay.
Oh,
And so we're looking at Knives Out, Marriage Story,
ooh.
1917, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, and Parasite.
Oh, which do you think is gonna win?
My prediction is, again, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
You think they're just gonna run away with all these?
No, I'm gonna change that. I'm gonna go with my because fuck that. I hate that movie. I don't hate that movie.
No,
Fuck
but
that
this
movie.
is but the question is which one do you think is gonna win? It's not about you. Yeah.
I'm just gonna go with Parasite all the way. I'll put all my money on Parasite.
There's real money on these
Because
bets.
if you think about the screenplay in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood,
Yeah.
it wasn't that hard of a concept to come up with.
Yeah, sure. It's based around. Wait, did you end up seeing it? You did. You did. I
Yeah,
remember you
yeah.
had all over it in the yeah. Um, yeah, it's based around a real event, and then he just twisted and manipulated and threw in his own like side story that went
It's
along
a
with it.
it's a fucking buddy film with like a little bit of historical backing that is not historical.
I liked it, and I think we both agreed the climax was like the best part of the movie for
Yeah.
the most part. Like it
What's
was really
funny or not,
satisfying.
most critics think that's the worst part of the movie.
Oh, whatever. Critics are idiots.
Yeah. But
Um,
I just think the screenplay for Parasite is just wonderful. I think it's amazing. So
That is apparently what the supposed leak says as well as the winner, the original screenplay. I really liked Knives Out. What was the second one? Oh, 1917 was
and
I think
Joker.
it's too.
No, I'm
Oh,
sorry, not Joker. Knives Out, Marriage Story, which is another film I loved in 1917.
yeah, yeah. Oh man, I would love it if Adam Driver won something. Um, Gosh, I'm gonna say Knives Out. I want Knives Out to win for original screenplay, but it's up against some tough competition in this one for
What's your
sure.
prediction?
Oh, my prediction: who is actually gonna win?
Yeah.
I'm gonna say, wow. I want to say that 1917 is gonna run off with like all the top awards for this one: director, screenplay, score, um, and picture.
But from what I've heard,
If
the screenplay is not what really makes that movie.
it's a good story like about because it's hard to say, it kind of is revealing to say much more, but it's the way it follows the character. Again, there's not a lot of dialogue, and it's a lot about George McKay, George McKay's acting and his portrayal of this kind of shell-shocked individual who is just hard bent on completing this mission. And there's very little dialogue from him after a certain point, and which ends up being like almost a majority of the movie. Really, it's it's really hard hitting. Like just some of the scenes that he goes through, and it's a courageous story. But yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if it was 1917. But I think was once Once Upon a Time was in this category too,
Yep.
right? I would like Knives Out to get it. I think 1917 might get it.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll
So we're
see.
going to go to Best Adapted Screenplay.
Best adapted. Where's that one?
We have The Irishman, Jojo Rabbit, Joker, Little Women, and The Two Popes. Which I haven't seen The Two Popes either.
Yeah, I haven't seen The Two Popes or Small Females. I didn't see either of those.
Small females.
Yeah, tiny females. Which one do you think is going to win before you say your favorite?
I think now this is the political side of me thinking and knowing how the Oscars are trying to have this face.
Yeah.
I think they're getting a lot of shit because they didn't nominate a woman director. So I think Greta Gerwig is going to win for Little Women.
Oh, really?
Not that I want that to win at all.
No, but that's who you think is going to win.
That's who I think is going to win.
Okay.
Who I want to win is The Irishman. Over the Joker, because the Joker.
I thought I was going to be surprised for a second. Like, oh, yeah.
No, what I want to win is The Irishman because it was just such a great script. And from what I understand, it did really good with the source material.
Okay.
The Joker is weird because it's kind of like a hodgepodge of, the Joker story. So it's not like it's just one piece of source material. It's a whole canon of stuff that so it's almost like an original screenplay based off
what I was gonna say.
a character that already existed. So it's kind of weird.
Yeah. Like they just say adapted because it's based on the character. Like, are they really considering how much, like what percentage of the screenplay is actually adapted, or
I guess I don't know how exactly they come up with that because the other ones, The Irishman's based off a book, Jojo Rabbit's based off a book, Little Women obviously, and The Two Popes, but the Joker is just kind of based off an array of stuff. So I would like to see The Irishman. I would not be mad if the Joker won either.
I think I agree with the leak actually. I would love if JoJo won. I really like JoJo, and I didn't know it was based on a book until afterwards when I watched it the second time. But it was really good, and I don't think that kid was nominated at all for lead, or I think ScarJo is nominated for supporting. But we'll get to that when that category comes up. So the leak says adapted screenplay Jojo Rabbit is the supposed winner. I like that. If not Jojo, I think what's going to happen is, I think it's going to be Irishman. With all the talk with Irishman and Joker, like I want to say Joker. I mean, they did get a lot of noms, 11 for Joker. Like that's crazy. Wow, that was awesome. I think it's going to go to Irishman. Yeah, right. And it's Joaquin, and he just got his Golden Globe for that too. It was for? What was that category for that he got that for? I forgot already. Let me see. What did he get? Jacqueline. Joaquin Phoenix Golden Globe. What did he get? Where do you say has Golden Globe?
Best actor. What are you talking about?
Oh, best actor in a drama film. Okay.
Yeah, because they have multiple actor awards.
Okay, so he won for that one, and I was like, man, they did recognize him. And this is for adapted screenplay, so maybe they're just saving it to give him something bigger. But I don't know how they do that. Do they seriously just do these individual, or do they look back and like, well, they already got it for this one, and so they test the weight out and they're like, let's balance it and give these guys one or two, because there have been times when they've called, what was it, La La Land? That one time they called up like fucking like 7 times, goes to La La Land. It's like, oh, La La Land again. And they tried to give it to him at the end.
Movie about L.A. Who would have thought?
La La. LA Land. All right.
So we're going to go next to Best International Feature.
Oh,
Which I
international
think
feature film.
what I think it used to be Best Foreign Language Film. I think is what they used to call it.
They're
And
trying to sound nicer about it.
it's real recent. Might have been this maybe last year or this year is the first time they changed that. But the nominees are Corpus Christi from Poland, Honeyland, what was also nominated for Best Documentary, and that's Macedonia, Les Miserables in France,
Oh,
Pain and Glory from Spain. That's the Anthony Banderas film. That's on my list. I've not seen it yet, but that's gotten a lot of good reviews. And of course, Parasite in South Korea.
yeah.
I
I mean,
think the
of those,
consensus on this is like already done and over with, right?
I mean, I think this is the only one I've seen, so I'm just gonna say, yeah, I think Parasite's gonna get that one.
Is it even possible to nominate a foreign film for Best Picture, but not give it the best foreign film of the of
I've
the
already,
year? That
I've
would
already
be almost
heard.
impossible.
I've
That
heard a
doesn't even
lot of
sound
good things
possible.
about that Antonio Banderas movie, though, too.
But
What is it
okay,
called?
but if Pain and Glory
Yeah, Penguin.
beats Parasite, how the hell is it not nominated for Best Picture?
Ah, yeah.
So it makes no
Well,
logical sense for Parasite not to win.
that's true. That's true. Yeah, the leak reveals, if this is true, that the international feature film winner would be Parasite. So that is a good point. If it doesn't win, then it's already been snubbed for Best Picture.
Yeah.
International. Of all the nations.
Yeah, I just don't think they can logically not give that to Parasite. It wouldn't make any sense whatsoever. And it would even lead me to say, how the hell wasn't the film that wasn't nominated for Best Picture? So.
And your fans down in Estonia, that movie didn't break through, huh?
No, it didn't.
Your Estonian fan club. What was that movie called?
November.
November, yeah.
I think that was a 2018 film now. So they got snubbed a while ago.
Damn.
So we're going to go next to Best Animated Feature.
All right.
How to Train a Dragon, The Hidden World. I Lost My Body, which is on my Netflix queue to watch because it's supposed to just be a really strange film.
Yeah.
Klaus, Missing Link, and Toy Story 4. My kids have seen Toy Story 4. I have not seen any of these films. So it's Disney, so I will say Toy Story 4.
I was not so impressed with Missing Link in terms of story, but it won something. It won, I think, multiple awards at the Golden Globes, I thought. And even they were surprised who they beat out. They were like, what? Why are we here? And yeah, it's the animated film of the year at the Golden Globes. Hey. So I mean, if you've already won animated film of the year by the Golden Globes, that's another one. Like, wow. Yeah, but on my leak list it says Klaus or Claus as it's pronounced here. What were the other ones that were on the? Oh, Toy Story 4. No, I do not want to. This to stroke. Was this Randy Newman?
Yeah.
The you got a friend in me. Yeah, he's doing some other Broadway stuff now. But
it's Disney. They have so much influence.
Gosh, you think Toy Story 4 is going to get it, right? That's what you're saying?
Yeah. Just based off the fact that it's a Disney film.
Who would you like to win?
I haven't seen any of them, but from what I've heard in the reviews, I Lost My Body. Sounds like it's a really weird film. So
I didn't realize that one was animated, actually. But yeah, I heard good things about that too. Like it actually goes into talking about migrant workers and stuff, and some of the conditions, things like.
From what I understand, the main character is a disembodied sentient hand.
Yes, that's what I heard.
kind of like
Yeah.
Thing, but it also has senses.
Yeah. Yes. Thing has feelings. Okay. Thing
Well, I
also
think it
has.
can actually. There's like POV and stuff, so it's some weird way it has vision.
Well, how else does this thing get around the house? How does he jump onto people's shoulders? He must have some
Who
kind of
knows?
visual.
Yeah.
Say he's like his own person. I don't understand the thing. Thing is stupid. Um. All right. What's our next one?
Our next one is kind of getting into the meat of it now.
Mm.
Best Supporting Actress.
Ooh.
We have Kathy Bates in Richard Jewell, Laura Dern in Marriage Story, Scarlett Johansson in Jojo Rabbit, Florence Pugh in Little Women, and Margot Robbie in Bombshell. I know you love your Margot Robbie, don't you?
I mean, she's a pretty face, but I don't like her acting at all. I mean, for an Alex pick, I'll go ahead and just say the pew 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 is gonna get is gonna win it for Alex. That's who he would pick if he was here with us. He's here with us in
Yeah.
spirit. Um, no, I'm the leak says it's Laura Dern for her lawyer role in Marriage Story. But I didn't see the Richard Jewell. I was planning on seeing. I never saw it, so I'm not sure how well Kathy Bates did. ScarJo, this may be the movie I actually liked her character in. It was goofy and serious, and with the tone of the movie, like she was really a pleasant, um, a pleasant source of fun in the darkness of the story and stuff. She was actually really enjoyable. So I think I would like her to win. Uh, but like I said, the leak says that Laura Dern is the winner. It would be nice if Marriage Story got something out of this. Jeez, like they're nowhere on here.
So, but the Best Supporting Actress, my prediction,
Mm,
and my want out of this list would be Laura Dern.
okay.
I think she played a great role. She made you hate her, which is
Yeah.
always if somebody makes you hate them, then they do a good job. The person I felt was left off this list is when you say a Korean name, should you always start with their last name because they do their names backwards?
Yeah, Japanese do that, right?
So, as an American, when I pronounce them, do I pronounce them the way they do, or do I Americanize it the way that we do? That always
You
confused
should
me.
say it the way you read it.
But
Is there a comma when you read it?
sometimes even when you read it, it's different in different places. So I'm gonna say I'm gonna go with the way that it's shown. It's Park So Dam, who Park So Dam, who was the daughter to Kim family in Parasite. I just thought she was so wonderful and funny, and she showed a bunch of different emotions, and she was my favorite supporting female
The
this
art
year.
therapist.
Yes,
Yeah.
but Laura Dern did an awesome job too.
Is she
I'm
known for?
kind of upset that Parasite didn't get any type of acting nominations because I think it had a very strong cast.
I feel like they seclude a lot of that for the they're in the international category. Like we don't have an international supporting actress and
They didn't
in
speak no English in the whole film. They ain't speaking American. They're not a best actress.
I ain't speaking American.
You speak American. Understand that talk. Gotta read. If I gotta read, you're not a good actor.
I'm so glad he said that, Bong Joon-ho. I'm so glad
Oh,
he
yeah.
said that on stage. That was surprising when I read that. I wish I saw it.
So let's
All right.
go on to our best supporting actor category.
Hmm.
So we have Tom Hanks is Tom Hanks a supporting
What?
actor?
From what?
A Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood?
What?
They
Oh,
have
I
him
mean,
listed as best supporting.
yeah, because I guess it follows. It's a Fred Rogers story, but it's a Fred Rogers story as experienced by this reporter that is
Okay.
doing
I
interview with him.
Yeah, I haven't seen it. So, Anthony Hopkins in The Two Popes, Al Pacino in Irishman, Joe Pesci in Irishman,
Oh,
and Brad Pitt Once Upon a
in the
Time in
Irishman.
Hollywood.
It's like and Brad Pitt in the Irishman. Yeah,
Yeah.
this is Irishman. The leak says Brad Pitt is the winner. With Irishman taking two out of the how many? Out of the five? That puts a lot of favor towards Irishman as a probability.
Yeah.
Um, I would. What were the? I already forgot the first two. Oh, Tom Hanks. Tom
Tom
Hanks
Hanks
did
and
it.
Anthony Hopkins.
He did a very touching kind of portrayal of Fred Rogers. So I wouldn't be
Should you
surprised if
use
he got it.
touching when you're talking about a guy with a kids show?
Oh, get over it. Fred Rogers is a freaking national like icon. He,
No,
he is
that guy always seemed
he's
a little creepy to me.
oh no. I love Fred Rogers growing up, Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood. I got teased being called Mr. Rogers because my name is Raj. Kids are very clever, David.
Oh,
But that was probably the only name that they called me where I didn't feel bad about. But mm, genius. They were white kids too, David. So
oh
don't
yeah.
think I don't. Yeah.
They didn't say like a poo or anything, right?
No. Oh no. That was that was like middle school.
That was that's when they got a little smarter and like
Yeah.
meaner, right?
Because they didn't watch Simpsons until they got a little older. Then there was like all the poo stuff. Because I used to. Oh, this is backstory that I said before, but I used to do the accent for like substitute teachers. So it was like, "Oh, Raj, do the accent, do the accent." And I'm like, "Oh, I'm gonna be cool now." And then later on, they just make fun of me for doing the accent.
Yeah.
Oh, bringing up some bad memories. What are we doing? I'm on my show.
Best supporting act. And look at them. They're working at the gas station.
Yeah.
Now they're working at the gas station, Raj.
Yeah.
All those
Look
jokes.
who's got a podcast now.
Yeah. Living in LA and they're freezing their asses off at a Michigan gas station.
Yeah. Their cheerleader girlfriend who's now overweight, and I don't know what is that weird thing that happens in all the movies. Anyway, whatever. Who were the first two in the list? I thought there was
Tom Hanks and Anthony Hopkins, Al Pacino, Joe Pesci, or Brad Pitt.
Yeah, I didn't see the two popes, so yeah, no, I like Brad Pitt. I think Tom Hanks could win it. If Once Upon a Time in Hollywood is not going to run away with everything, Tarantino might be up on that stage way more than he needs to be.
Everybody's talking about Brad Pitt in this role,
Yeah.
so that would be. I think this is probably, if I was to bet money, probably one category I would easily bet money on that Brad Pitt's going to win. Who I want to win is I would love to see Joe Pesci win because he took such a long hiatus off acting, and he came back, and his part was really it's a mobster, but it's against the type that he normally plays. He usually plays that fiery, crazy guy, and he was just so reserved because now he's playing a really high end mobster. So he had this like reserve, just I'm powerful. I don't have to be crazy. My word, I could have you killed just by telling this asshole over here to do it. And he portrayed so much power, and I think he did a great job. Defoe being left off this list is probably the biggest snub in all
for
of this.
Just Lighthouse, or did he have any other movies out?
Well, for the Lighthouse, Willem Dafoe
Okay.
being left off this list, I think is almost criminal because that guy one of his best performances ever. I think it's going to become an iconic performance. I think people in 20 years are going to talk about his performance in this movie.
I mean, The Lighthouse is nowhere to be seen in these lists. Were they on the
cinematography? That's it.
Oh,
one nomination.
Wow. Yeah, that's sad.
But yeah, I would love seeing Defoe on this, just like I would like to see Pattinson mentioned as well. But it's Brad Pitt's award to lose, in my opinion.
His his other movie, Ad Astra, I think is mentioned on one of these lists as well, coming up. But that was that was a snore fest. Do not
I still
even
haven't seen that one
bother.
yet.
Don't bother. You're not missing out. Oh God, it's so bad.
So let's move on. We're into the big four.
The
We'll
Big
start off with
Four.
Best Actress. So Cynthia Erivo for Harriet, Scarlett Johansson for Marriage Story, Cerise Ronan for Little Women, Charlize Theron for Bombshell, and Renee Zellweger for Judy. I'll start. My prediction is another political pick.
Oh.
Out of all the people nominated for Best Actor, or Actress, or Supporting, there's only 2 people of color nominated.
Oh.
So I think Cynthia with Harriet, I think, might be a political pick for the Oscars to make up for this oversight. My pick, who I think out of that group did the best performance I've seen, would be Scarlett Johansson, who I'm not a big fan of, but her role in Marriage Story, I think she was great. And one that I think was left off. I don't think it had the big enough theatrical release, and it's such a dark film. But Aisling Franciosi for The Nightingale. If you see her performance, it's just so brilliant. I would have loved to see something like that, a little more and a little more indie flavor to this list. But yeah, put my money on Cynthia.
Do you think that if Little Women doesn't get the previous for the women directors, the handoff for that to give a woman director the award, that then they'd be okay not giving it to a black actress in this category? Or because if they already do the women director, they're like, we already did that little part. Do you think they could do both? They might give a woman director award and a black actress award.
The fact that too much. The fact that Green Book won last year, I think they'll make any political pick that they possibly can.
The leak says that Renee Zellweger is the pick, and that would be the first time that Judy is mentioned on this leak list.
I think she won the Golden Globe Award.
Oh, did she?
Yeah, I think she won the Golden Globe.
Do you think, because again, there's a Joker, there was the what was the other one that we just read, and then do you think that has any weight on what happens in the Oscars? Maybe that's some kind of foreshadowing.
Well, I think you get voters and a bunch of the foreign press already voted on this. I think it has to be in their mind a little bit,
right?
You're already getting on praise for this role. I haven't seen Judy because it's I guess a biopic of Judy Garland, which I will never be interested in seeing.
Yeah.
So I probably will never see it. Oh. And just to be honest, I really don't like Renee Zellweger at all. I don't like to even see her face.
I saw her in Jerry Maguire and I was done. I was like, yeah, that's enough. I really don't want to.
No, she's just she has the charisma of a cardboard box.
Oh, really? That was good. Who did? Do you remember this story I told you about that group I went with? Who did love this movie? John guy I met.
He loved Judy or Harriet?
Judy. Oh yeah, no, we went to see her, but then he said he couldn't stop crying during Judy. It was such a tearjerker.
I didn't know it was that type of group you went to.
I guess it was. But John's pick is going to be Renee Zellweger for Judy. I wasn't a huge ScarJo. I mean, it was good. I really loved Adam Driver's performance in Marriage Story, but ScarJo's okay. I guess opposite him, it was decent.
You don't think that she brought out a lot of that Adam Driver? I think that their chemistry was so paramount for those scenes to work.
See, but that's where I feel like I'm not giving her due. I'm just kind of saying like, oh well, because she was opposite him, that made her come alive. You know what I mean? Like I'm not saying like it was all her. Like I feel like because of that chemistry that that she gave a good performance. But
Yeah.
I really don't like giving her any credit. I guess that's where I'm going with it.
Unless she's Black Widow.
No, I'm not excited for that movie. I've already told you this.
Yeah, no, I know.
But the one I think that might get this is Charlize Theron. That was supposed to be this big hard hitting movie. I think she's gonna get it.
Was she playing Megyn Kelly?
She played Megyn Kelly, and in the first half of the movie, she really looked a lot like Megyn Kelly, and there was this voice and this mannerism in her behavior and the way she spoke sounded very much like Megyn Kelly. And then later on in the movie, it just sounded a lot like Charlize. I feel like she dropped all that, but that's got to be makeup. Like they got to get the one for makeup, I think, because that was crazy. Like even in the posters and stuff, she looks just like Megyn Kelly. And they're the leak for Bombshell is the leak is that they're going to win for makeup and hairstyling.
No, I'm not an actor, but
oh no,
obviously. But I feel, and I could be totally wrong, to portray somebody that you have thousands of hours of footage to learn them, I think that's an easier job. Not like Harriet, you know how Harriet Tubman looks. Judy Garland, I mean, there's movies and stuff where you see her mainly acting, but we're talking about Megyn Kelly, who's on air for thousands of hours.
Yeah.
I just think that might be an easier job to do. Than
I mean, not every actor or actress could do it, right? Not I'm saying because it's Megyn Kelly. I mean, doing that kind of proper impersonation where it comes off believable, and then they have to carry on this role like that throughout the whole movie. I'm just trying to, anyone who does that kind of stuff.
Well, you got her. She's a foreign actress who's already mastered different American dialects, so I think it was easy for her.
Yeah, I mean, but is it so because something comes easy, they don't deserve recognition? Is that what you're saying? If something, Daniel Day-Lewis is a brilliant actor. Because acting comes easy, we should stop recognizing him for it.
No, not that the acting comes easy. I just think the role's a little easier since you have so much easy research, and you could watch thousands of hours of footage to get that down. So it's.
I think it's got to get its due somewhere in this mix. Bombshell, I mean, and Charlize is just a notable name. It's been a while. Like I feel like when you don't hear about them for a while, and then they get older in their years, and they come back and do a big movie, like that's the one that they come back for. And like, I don't know. I feel
think,
like
and I like her. Monster, her and Monster is one of my favorite female performances ever. Where she plays Aline Wuornos, which the serial killer. If you've never seen that movie, she's amazing in it. She transforms. So I don't have a problem with her. I just don't know how hard that role would be. I think that might have been an easier role.
The last one I saw her in was Tully. That one wasn't bad. That was kind of there was a bit of a twist to that movie. It was a surprise. I actually didn't know there was going to be a twist, and all of a sudden, like, what? Oh, okay. That one's interesting.
Well, let's go on to Best Actor. The nominees are Antonio Banderas in Pride and Glory, which is one on my list to watch. I haven't seen yet. Leonardo, your lover boy, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Adam Driver, Marriage Story.
Yeah.
Joaquin Phoenix in Joker, and Jonathan Pryce in The Two Popes. The Two Popes is getting, pretty good love too.
Yeah, at least 4 or 5 so far, huh?
Yeah, and I don't like popes or Catholicism, so it's not. I really don't want to watch a movie about the last 2 popes hanging out together. It's not something I'm interested in. But hey.
Yeah, I don't know what it's about. Maybe it's against Catholicism, like they're talking about the fall of it or something. I don't know. I didn't read about it.
King, I don't want to watch anything about the King child molesters. I'll stay away from that.
That's gross.
No, it's absolutely, especially with the last pope, and how evil that motherfucker was, and he should have been brought up on war crimes for covering up so many child molesting rings. So
yeah,
I'm not interested in watching that, or I hope it doesn't win any awards for even making him seem halfway decent person.
Who do you think is going to win?
It's Joaquin's to lose. I think he already won the Golden Globe, and I loved Adam Driver's role. Adam would be my second favorite performance of the year, but Joaquin as the Joker was just that's another one of those performances people are going to be talking for decades about.
Who would you be, because this is one of the big ones. Who would surprise you? The two popes?
Yeah. Fuck the two popes. What really surprised me is Antonio Banderas, which I hear that
he's a good actor.
No, I think he's really good, but it's a foreign language film. It's more of an art film.
Mm-hmm.
So I think, but I like Antonio Banderas, but that one would really not surprise me in a bad way. But it would be surprising. I think he probably has the least chance to win, so that would surprise me.
Yeah, I hope he never dies. I want him to one day read me stories to sleep. I love his voice.
Oh, he has such a great voice.
Doesn't he do that? What's that one bee commercial where he's some allergy commercial and he was the original voice for this bee on it?
Hey, you watch commercials?
Yeah.
I didn't think people did that anymore.
When I had only local TV, like I didn't have a DVR to pause and forward and stuff. Anyway, back to my boring life.
I cut the cords like 4 years ago, so the only commercials I get to see are on YouTube.
Free cable with this house, with the place I'm at now. So I was like, well, yeah, no, we haven't had Netflix, Hulu. We cut all that a long time ago, and we just stream stuff online for free or whatever. Anyway,
here come the pitchforks.
Actor. I would love if Adam Driver won this. That would be awesome. That would be my number one pick. Number two, Joker. Well, I mean, Jacqueline the Phoenix. He's badass too in that. I think.
It's also and also what I've noticed the Oscars. It's almost cumulative too. Just like they finally had to give Leonardo an award.
Yeah,
Joaquin has deserved an award quite a few times.
Yeah,
and now you get him in $1 billion hit. I don't think they can not give it to him.
Yeah,
I mean, he had,
funny.
The Master he should have been nominated for. You Were Never Really Here he should have been nominated for. Gladiator. There's so many films he should have been nominated for and has never won an award. But so I really see him taking this home. But I would not be mad at Adam
DiCaprio
Driver.
Get it.
I don't think the Academy really likes Leonardo too much.
What did he win for last? He did
Revenant.
Get something.
Well, it's The Revenant he finally won for, I
Oh,
believe.
yeah, that's right. Wait, wasn't it? Yeah, there was something. Because that was a huge drought for him, too.
Yeah.
Right? He was the other popular drought actor.
Yeah, he's like the bridesmaid.
Yeah.
Always the bridesmaid, never the bride type thing.
DiCaprio, Oscar winner.
But Adam Driver's easily my second favorite performance of the year. Joker is my favorite performance of the year, but that one scene in Marriage Story where he breaks down, I think, is the best acting scene of the year easily.
Adam Driver. he was so good in Marriage Story, and even if you don't like the Star Wars series, you should see Adam Driver's performance in these movies, the 7, 8, and 9. He's like I gotta say his acting might be the best of the movie. Obviously, I mean the rest of the movie
And
is like saga
just
stuff,
add,
but mm,
but Adam Driver just seems like that kind of cool guy that you'd want to sit down and have a drink with. He seems like such a well-grounded, like just nice guy too.
yeah, yeah. His characters just seem so. He makes them so real. I mean, just comparing his character in that in the Star Wars saga and then the Marriage Story, like he just really puts himself in it. Like it doesn't seem like a role. He really takes it on and he owns it. It's it's really impressive. So I hope he gets it for a Marriage Story. That would be cool to see him up there. I want to see what he has to say after all that. What do
Let's
we
go
have?
on to Best Director.
Oh.
So we're Martin Scorsese with The Irishman, Todd Phillips for Joker, Sam Mendes for 1917, good old QT for Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, and the Bong Man, Bong Joon-ho for Parasite.
What if Parasite takes like everything, dude? That would be
Oh my
crazy.
God.
Oh my god, that would be that'd be insane. Like they're like, oh, never been nominated Best Picture of foreign film. Like, oh, they get international, then they get director, then they get Best Picture. It's like, holy shit, that would be
Well,
insane.
also, there's a little more history there, too. Only two other films have ever won the Palme d'Or and won Best Picture. And
Oh,
one of them, Lost Weekend, won during a year that it was right after the end of World War II, where they didn't have like 5 years of cons, and they gave out like 10 awards. So it's like a really
oh,
strange year. And the other one, and won Marty in 1955. So since 1955, no movie has won Best Picture and the Palme d'Or. So that'd be a really cool feat for him too. That would be, that's just something that would be amazing. That would change his whole career.
Mr. Bong, man,
But
might be the one.
my
Mm.
prediction is Quentin Tarantino, and this is more like one of those, uh, like I said with Phoenix, a cumulative pick. Um, that Quentin Tarantino's made 10 films that are hugely influential in American pop culture.
Hmm.
Some of them great, some of them not so great. I do not feel Once Upon a Time in Hollywood is one of his better films, but I really like a lot of Tarantino films. So I feel this is the year that he finally gets his Oscar, especially with him talking about maybe making one more film and retiring. Um, but I would love to see Bong Joon Ho win it.
Yeah, I mean, I would like to see Parasite win. That would be really interesting. I think Tarantino might win it too. The leak says that Sam Mendes for 1917 will be the winner. We'll see if that's right. I'm really interested to see if this is exact, because that would be super badass that we got this, that it was leaked. Or now they have to change them all. Now they just despite this leak, they're like, oh, we got to change them all out. And so just all these winners are just scrapped.
Well, we're going on to the grand prize
Here
of
we
the Oscars,
go.
and this would be the best picture. And how many? Well, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Yeah.
They have 9 pictures. 10 is the most that they're allowed.
Oh,
So
they couldn't find a 10th?
I think this is the most they've nominated in a while. This is, yeah. They very rarely, if ever, do 10 films. 9 is that's on the top end. But we have 1917, Ford
Mhm.
vs Ferrari, The Irishman, Jojo Rabbit, Joker, Little Women, Marriage Story, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, and Parasite.
Hmm. Who do you think? Who do you want to win? I mean, I
This is
think I
crossing my fingers. You know who I want to win. Parasite I
yeah.
want to win.
Okay.
But I'm also hanging my hat on that's my prediction. Just because it is the only it could be political too. It's the only person of color who's nominated.
Mhm. Yeah.
We have never seen a foreign language film win. And just from all the buzz that Parasite is getting now, I think it has a very strong chance. So I'm going with Parasite.
That would be super awesome if it did. Since that was such an obvious one, if not if Parasite wasn't on this list, who would you want to win?
Who would I want to win?
Yeah.
Because I have two other films on this list, or I got three films that were in my top 10. That's a tough one. My dark horse, what I'd like to see is Marriage Story.
Yeah. 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 I don't know. For best
I've had Joker and Irishman higher than that. I would like to see Joker take it or The Irishman. I love all four of those films.
I mean, I would love to see Parasite win just for a record's sake. Like that's pretty badass if he was able to get it this far. I don't care for Little Women. I didn't see Irishman. I don't care for Ford vs Ferrari. Jojo Rabbit would be cute. That would be all right. That would be some pretty awesome recognition for what's his name? Wakiki
Yeah.
Wakiti. Yeah, I don't know how to pronounce his name. 1917. That would be kind. I would be. I wouldn't be surprised. I think that's definitely in the running. I'm gonna say it could be who's gonna win. I think it's between Joker and 1917, but I would like it if Parasite won. The leak says the winner is going to be Parasite.
I would love to see that. And I have to. I'm usually an Oscar hater, but for them to have four of my top 10 favorite films of the year nominated for Best Picture, that doesn't really happen to me often. So
You feel like you've got some recognition for your your likes.
but who would have thought Joker would be? It's just amazing that a film like that is nominated for Best Picture, and
Yeah.
it's an awesome movie. I love it, but to have a comic book film nominated is pretty impressive, even though it's not your normal comic book film. But if Joker took it, I wouldn't be mad. The Marriage Story, I wouldn't be mad. The Irishman, I wouldn't be mad. But I think Parasite deserves it. It's hands down my favorite film of the year.
Yeah, you said they could go up to number 10. Had they gone up to number 10, they could have easily just slipped in Endgame in there. I don't know why they didn't.
I know
easily.
why they did.
Yeah, you don't
Nobody
need
wants to watch a
expand on
fucking
that.
screener.
Everybody loved it. Okay, it was a great movie. Oh man,
Yeah, the kids loved it. The kids loved the movie.
Oh, I guess I'm saying that I'm a kid then. I loved it. I loved it.
Disney killed my love for comic books. Thank you, Disney.
He bought everything.
Oh my god. But yeah, it's I think it's going to be interesting to see how all this shakes out.
I might actually try to watch this.
I won't watch it. I'll wait for. I'll check my phone to see. Maybe YouTube some of the acceptance speeches. I like to see Bong Joon-ho get up there and do an acceptance speech. That would be interesting to see.
If I watch it, I'm ruining for you. I'm going to be texting you. He won. He won. He won.
But to see him win see best film or best director for a foreign director, And that would just be so good to see because there's so many great non-American films out there that just don't get recognized because people don't want to read. Just like Bong said, the Golden Globes. What do you say? If you get past that 1-inch obstacle that is that's on your screen, you would open your life to so many great, fulfilling movies. That's the truth. And I can't talk enough good stuff about Parasite. If they just put it back out in theaters to get a little more buzz in black and white. So
yeah, I noticed that some of these movies are just kind of lingering a lot longer ever since these nominations have come out.
Yeah, and it's if you can see that in theaters, do it. It's definitely a different experience. But I can't wait to see if Parasite makes history with the Oscars.
That would be pretty interesting. I'd love to see it. I am man, I don't know. Sunday rolls around. I got this house thing to figure out, but I might do it. I might set my butt down and watch this boring ass thing.
Yeah, I don't even have an antenna, so even if I wanted to.
Haha. I do have an antenna. Well, I also have.
I might somewhere. I haven't watched live TV and I can't remember how long.
Rig one up. You get some aluminum foil and a paper clip and like.
It's all digital now, man.
Oh yeah, that's right. You can't do that anymore.
No, you can't do it anymore.
I'm still kind of old. I'm cool. I remember that stuff.
Well, yeah, folks, that concludes our Coasties.
Our first annual Coasties. We didn't say, oh, you know what? Maybe for next year, we should be like the Coastie Award, like the one we picked. We did. Oh, yeah, we were going to do this thing where it's like we both agree on a pick and like, oh, but the Coastie Award goes to. We didn't do that. Didn't do it. We're going to survive till next year, David.
Yeah, we'll see. Oh, thank you. You have a lot of high hopes, I see.
I didn't mean life. I meant, oh, yeah, wait, did you? Maybe you took it the same way. Yeah, I meant the show. But yeah.
Well, I hope I survive next year.
Gonna be around. Literally, maybe. I don't know.
Well, I'd like to see who wins in 2021.
That's a terrible number. That doesn't have a good roll off. All right.
Maybe we'll see Robert Pattinson win for his portrayal of Batman.
Oh, shit. Is that going to be... That's not this year, right?
Is that coming out? That might be a next year movie.
That might be a next year movie.
And I'm sorry, Adam Sandler wasn't on the list.
Rose. Oh, my gosh, that's right. Fucking Uncut Gems. Go to hell with that bullshit. Oh, I'm so glad. I completely forgot about that. Oh, it is. It's supposed to debut in 2021, so it's a next year movie.
So in the A24 group, I think I've just become kind of a troll. Because in Facebook groups, no matter how good the idea is, once you get a certain amount of members, it just turns to shit.
Oh,
have you ever noticed that?
I mean, turns to shit how? What do you mean?
Once you break like 5,000 members or, maybe even 10,000, it just, even if it's focused on something you really love, there's just so people suck mostly and they destroy it. So you have the A24 groups, you have people who've seen like 2 A24 films and you just get the same fucking questions over and over again and the same things over and over again. And so I just go in there. My biggest issue now is what they do. They're like, these older films, oh, this is very A24-ish. And I'm like, you're a fucking idiot. You're an absolute fucking idiot. Because first of all, A24 is a distribution company who's produced a few films, but it's mainly a distribution company. And to say that, Eraserhead is A24-ish that came out decades before A24. You're disrespecting the artists behind those films, and
Yeah.
you're too fucking stupid to actually analyze anything. So I
That's
see that,
true.
and I just start mocking them.
Wait, are you an admin?
No.
Oh, okay. I was like, what? You're breaking some rules
Yeah,
out there.
they don't even
Yeah.
post some of my troll posts because I did one. What did I do? Oh, it might have been like Citizen Kane, and I was like, no, it was it might have been Psycho, and I
Oh,
was like, no, I'm wrong again. It was The Shining, and I
okay.
put, oh, this is so A24-ish. It's like A24 went back in time and showed Stanley Kubrick how to direct a film. Thank God for A24.
They're like, why is he in this group? He keeps hating on us.
And I swear to God, it's just like kids who started to watch film yesterday, and they saw two A24 films, and now they're art kids. It's just so annoying.
Well, I have to cut this whole rant out because, like, I think 80% of these people are from A24 in our group. I don't know.
No, most of them are horror geeks.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm still cutting it out because you seem to spread. There's a lot of hate. Alex is it? He's the admin or founder or something of that
No, he's
group or
just a
something, isn't he?
mod. He's just a
Oh,
mod.
okay. Um. All right.
He
Well,
probably
how do
thinks
you?
it's he actually likes a lot of the movies, so he probably thinks it's fallen off too.
Quick shout out to our friend Shyla. Her participation has not gone unnoticed. I think she's like her and my friend Mari are like the first people. The second I post something in the group, they're just like boom likes and on hearts. I'm like, oh, like you guys don't sleep. I
Yeah,
think
I've
you guys,
noticed that as well.
yeah. Like, and I always message her I was like, I see you. You're online. It's 4 a.m. Go to sleep. Uh, but obviously, I am also online. So I'm like, okay, I should be sleeping. Um, all right. So that's our show, folks. Thanks so much for tuning in and listening to us. We're also available on YouTube, iTunes, Spotify, Google Play, Stitcher, TuneIn, iHeartRadio, Blubrry Podcasting, Radio Public, Pocket Casts, and Listen Notes. Pandora, go screw yourself. Also, if you haven't already joined our Facebook group, please do that. We're up to, I think we're over 710 members. I don't know where these people are coming from, but I guess somebody's spreading the good word. The good word about the group. You are listening to Coast to Coast Film Reviews. I'm Raj. Have a good night.
And I'm Dave. Have a great time of day.
You called yourself Dave just now. You heard that, right?
Yeah, I'm half asleep now.
Oh.